I didn't realize how good it would feel to get my life together until I started to actually do it. I know, crazy concept, right? But honestly, I have just felt so good lately. And oh, I'm going to get into it. But first, I do want to talk about one of the things that really just made me look at things different. And it was just this short, well, it wasn't that short, but it was a little essay. I don't want to say little either. It was an essay on Substack about knowing your why. We are often so focused on how to do things, our routines and systems. And I know for certain people, that stuff does not stick. I'm certain people doing the routines and the systems, it worked for a very short period of time, but it didn't make sense to me, honestly, because I didn't know why I was doing it. And I do believe I was doing it because productivity and not just because of productivity. But now I am asking myself, but why? Why do I need to have these routines and systems? And I don't think that there's anything wrong with routines and systems. I just think that there needs to be a reason for why you're doing them. Once I wrote down all the things that I wanted to accomplish in life, starting really from now, not later on in life, I kept asking, why do I want this? And once I started to break it down and abstract it, that's when it really clicked for me. If you really want to dive deeper on this, check out Anna Howard's video on this. I will link everything down below. And she talks about how you pretty much abstract it. And of course, check out the essay that I read about knowing your why from Tamara or Miss Muse Guided on Substack. I will have everything linked down below for you because it's an amazing read, and also that video is just as amazing. Okay, so I have to thank 75 Medium for getting me here to starting to get my life together, because one of the things I really needed to focus on was my diet and also working out. Although I was pretty on top of working out already, the nutrition part slash diet part was definitely where I needed to focus on. And a lot of that was just not snacking as much and not eating a whole lot of processed foods. Like if I wanted fries, I had to make them myself. And I couldn't deep fry them because fried food is off limits for me. There were just certain things that I knew I had to abide by when it came to my diet. Also, very, very minimal alcohol, and honestly, just for special events. I'm not gonna just say diet is the only thing that has been helping me, but I do feel like that is a good portion of what has been helping me. My mind feels very, very clear. I don't have a whole lot of brain fog going on. I just feel great. No tummy issues, everything is good. I just feel good. And I have a lot more energy other than when I'm PMSing. And yeah, every day is a walk in the park for me lately. I don't know. It just is nice. I didn't really start off as a mess, but I definitely was not a very grounded person either. And I'm not saying that all changed in the last few weeks because we are only just barely halfway through this challenge. But I will say I was already working my way up to this point where I felt that this amount of clarity. And now that I'm feeling it, I really just want to ride the wave. Now that I know the things that I need to do, it just feels so seamless and right. And I do think one of the things about the 75 Medium Challenge is that it gave me just enough structure to want to keep doing it without burning out and getting bored of it and being like, oh, I hate this diet, because the diet itself is really not terrible. The working out every day is not terrible. The journaling and the water intake is probably the hardest part for me, which is funny because normally I am like drinking a whole lot of water, but sometimes I just forget. But it's funny that those things are the hardest for me. Once you start doing this, it starts to feel really good and you become obsessed with it. I feel like that is very much helping me get my life together. So in my last vlog, you will see that I had a bathroom makeover. I don't believe I shared the results, but I think I did include most of it finished, but not it 100% finished. The vlog that is coming out after this video does include my finished bathroom. It looks amazing, and I even organized a lot of different parts of my room. It is still a work in progress, but what isn't? And I also got a new rolling rack for just my extra clothes, and it just looks so good. It fits in this room very well, and organization is a big part of helping to keep me on track, because a lot of the times there's just clutter everywhere, and you know what they say about clutter, it like ruins the vibe. You don't feel focused. You just don't ever want to do anything. And that is very true. And I will mention this more in the next video that you see, but getting my finances in order has been something on my to-do list for the longest, and I just did not know how to go about it. But once you like figure it out and it clicks for you, it is just like, oh, okay, we're good to go. Now that I know how to get my credit card debt lowered, I will now increase my income. And once I increase my income, I know that will help so much more. Increasing my income means that I have to change up my whole process with my art business. I actually need to sell art and not just the small little stickers that I've been selling. Like, it was fun in 2020 through 2022, but I've noticed that income wise, it's not that much. So I will definitely need to take it up a notch. And I do want to sell my original artwork. I do want to sell framed art prints and all that. And I just need to really like push myself to do that. I've been kind of slacking on that just because having my art somewhere scares me a little. But remember, you should do the things that scare you. Not everything, but the things you're passionate about that scare you, yeah, you need to do those. So I need to be doing that. I need to sell my artwork. That is my purpose right now, and I need to stick to that path. I also have to talk about this why and knowing your why. Everything that I read and listened to was so profound. Like, normally I'm not a person who will rewatch videos more than once or twice. But Anna Howard's video that I watched, I had to watch it a few times because I needed it more. But it was just so good. And she just kind of like fell in my lap, honestly. But when things fall in my lap like that, it's, I don't know, fate. Do I want to say fate? That's how I know it's like a sign that I needed to see it. You know, I hate to be all woo woo, but it's true. It's true. Like, when things fall in your lap like that and it really sticks with you, like your ears perk and you're like, wait a minute, I needed to hear this. You were meant to hear that. I was really big on how to be more productive and not why I should be more productive. And when you do try to break that down, you realize that like, oh, actually, I don't necessarily need to be more productive. It's really just that I need to do this instead in order to get to this point. And my why is pretty personal other than the art, and I have it written down somewhere. Starting a Patreon and selling my art. The rest are pretty personal, and I have everything written down here. But one of the things about selling my art is just that I really love doing it. I really do. And I do feel like it should be seen, even though, like I said, it is scary. I just want my art to be seen. There's a whole lot more that I wrote down. I have a whole paragraph, but I'm not going to read it all. And as for starting a Patreon, I really wanted to build a community where people could kind of resonate with each other. That is the main thing. I really didn't have to abstract that out too much. It's really just to provide a community for people who understand each other and who need that like intellectual stimulation to bounce ideas off each other. That is how much I broke it down. At first, it does start off very basic, then it gets big, and you know, this is just all the things that you want out of it, and then you abstract it a little bit more. Like I said, watch Anna Howard's video on it and she can explain it to you way better than I can. Writing your wants down and then figuring out why. And one of the things I noticed is that when I started to do my wants, there were certain things that I didn't even know why. I really didn't know why. I couldn't break it down any further than just putting that goal down. But like, now that I have my actual wants here, it just makes so much sense. Life has been so much easier, and that is me getting my shit together, and I love it. Also, my why just isn't about being more productive. It's about wanting to live a softer life and stability, and just living a more peaceful life than I used to and currently do now. It's like I said, it's very personal and I'm trying to like skirt around some of the things. But yeah, that's my why. And now I'm just going to close this out by saying right now life feels right. And there are some things about it though that are deeply uncomfortable, but I still really like it. How I feel right now about getting my life together and trying to accomplish the things that I want. It feels uncomfortable, but at the same time, really good. I'm not quite sure how to explain that. I think I want to say it's a lot like flossing and you have something in your gums. You are trying to get it out, but it's like lodged up in there. So you just have to keep, trying to floss. And then eventually to make it feel better, you get a water pick. I've never used a water pick, but sometimes it can feel really good. And apparently sometimes it can be very uncomfortable. So all I know is the floss part. And I know flossing can be very uncomfortable, but once you're good, it feels amazing. But yeah, I have been at this point in my life where I felt like this and everything was going very smoothly. And I will say nothing crazy happen to stop that. It just fizzled out. I'm just going to continue to keep it up and continue to getting my life together and trying to be the best version of myself. So check out that Substack and check out that video. I promise you will leave with something. And I really just had to get that off my chest and talk about it, especially in this format because I haven't done this in a few weeks. I know I have been MIA for more than a week now. Normally you guys get videos from me every week and I keep kind of like popping in, popping out. But no, you will be getting more videos from me and I will do my best to be consistent. I can't make any promises, but I will absolutely do my best. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let's talk in the comments and I will see you in the next one. Bye.